Hi, Troy Harrison, and I'm here to talk about one of the most common hiring mistakes that many companies make. You see, when people are searching for a new candidate for a job, particularly a sales job, but not always limited to a sales job, there are three words that I hear or see that almost always tell me that a hire is about to fail. Those three words are industry, experience, required. I'll give you a perfect example of this. I had a call from a gentleman yesterday who owned a distributorship for a product in a small town in Ohio, smaller market, and he was plopped right in the middle of some bigger markets. And he said to me, Troy, I need to find someone who has experience in my product and my product line. How can I possibly do that? Well, my first response is, you don't want to, and here's why. Usually, the people that have experience in your product or your product line are going to be kept pretty happy by the company that they're working for if they're good. If they're not, those are usually the people that are out seeking in the marketplace. And here's why. Most companies in any given industry pay roughly the same and have typically the same types of job descriptions. So the only reason for somebody to want to jump ship over here where they're working for your competitor and hop over to you is if you're willing to overpay by about 20 to 25%, or they're willing to jump over because they've got one foot out the door. In any industry, the hiring is done, the successful hiring is done of people who are changing industries. I've had a lot of success with people who are changing industries, and I'm going to tell you why. When you are hiring someone, you need to understand the hiring hierarchy. The hiring hierarchy looks like this. Start with traits. Traits are those things that are just who we are. They describe our personality, they describe how we act, how we communicate with other people, and how we behave. Those are things that you really can't change by coaching. In other words, you can't take someone who isn't very assertive and coach them into being severely assertive. Because assertiveness is just one of those characteristics that is who we are, whether we were born into it, whether we are socialized into it. So the things that you can't change, that's the first thing you need to look for in hiring, because you need to find somebody, first of all, who fits the traits that you need for your position. Secondly, you can look for skills. Skills are things that are learned. Those are the ability to prospect, the ability to ask questions, the ability to form relationships. All of these things are learned skills. That means we can teach them too. If somebody comes to us and they lack a certain skill, we can teach them. If they come to us and lack an important trait, well, we're either going to have to work around that or we shouldn't be hiring them in the first place. Finally, the next level is experience, and here's why. Industry experience is something that you can teach someone very quickly. You can take someone and with some immersion training, some good quality immersion training, dunk somebody in your business and have them learn enough to go out and be very functional on a sales call within 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes more. What I often see, however, is companies who want to shortcut that early learning process. They say, well, I want to get people who know my product. That's fine, but keep in mind, the people who know your product and are successful with it are probably already working for someone else who's taking very good care of them. That means that you're going to get the people who aren't succeeding. Every industry has this swirling pool of people at the bottom who simply move from company to company to company, never really establish any success anywhere, but because they've got that experience, they're always going to be able to find a job. Don't be the manager who hires those people. Instead, look first for salespeople with the right traits, then the right skills, and then the right experience. What I see is that people want to short circuit that onboarding time. They want to skip ahead maybe 30 days, 5 weeks, 45 days, whatever it takes to teach someone your business. And they end up costing themselves a couple of years to find out that they've got the wrong person. Be brave. Forget about industry experience required. Go out and look for someone who has succeeded in an industry that pays less than you do. What are the industries that pay less than you do? I honestly can't tell you. That's research you've got to do on your own, but you can do it easily enough. There are governmental resources that give you average salaries for different occupations. You can also search the boards like CareerBuilder and LinkedIn and look at different pay scales. Get an idea of the companies in your area, the industries in your area, who are paying less and who are paying more. We want to find people from the industries that are paying less. We want to avoid people from the industries that are paying more. That way we can catch people who are on the way up. So forget about industry experience required. Instead, look for traits and then skills. Then if there's any time left, look for experience. You're going to have a much more successful sales force, and quite frankly, you're going to be a lot happier. I'm Troy Harrison. For more information, please visit www.troyharrison.com. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.